Why should we cry? Our chemical release. Hello, and welcome to Signposts for Living. I do know the name of the podcast with Dr. Kirsten Hunter. We're here with gorgeous Kristen Coggan. Hello, darling.
Hello.
Oh, I was so distracted by you.
I know. You're only human.
I am. So we're talking about why we should cry, our chemical release.
Okay.
Great topic, yet again, of course. Now, of course, you know, what's Stoicism?
Stoicism's when you put on a strong front and a brave face and face the crisis and head first. And
do you think of it as, I think of it as kind of a very English thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where it's kind of like,
keep calm, carry
tough
on.
upper lip, I'm fine, push it all down.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess what I want to talk about is when you have any kind of push it all down, don't connect with your emotions, don't cry, that you're missing out on a profound opportunity to actually cope with your stress.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where I want to talk about. So did you know there's 3 types of tears?
No.
There you go. There are 3 types of tears. Now, I did learn this back in my uni days. I do have to admit I had to scratch up on a bit of detail, but all good. It's all there. So there's 3 types. There's the basal tears, the reflex tears, and the emotional tears.
Okay.
So just to get the 2 first out of the way, the basal tears are tears where your eyes just naturally bathe in all day. When you blink, they spread around evenly and they wash away the dirt and the germs. So this is just lubrication. Yes. The second
Moist.
sort,
Moist.
Oh,
Sorry.
terrible word.
Sorry.
Moist.
Keep going.
What about velvet?
Okay, that's nicer.
So, then there's reflex tears, and they wash away harmful irritants. So that would be onion, yes, smoke, or any particles. And they contain antibodies. Did you know?
No, I didn't.
I know, and they fight germs. Fascinating. So we've got those 2, and they're quite functional. And then, my love, we have got emotional tears, and they have a completely different composition, which is fascinating.
Okay.
Because I think most people think a tear is a tear.
Possibly. Yes.
Yeah. So emotional tears. And obviously that happens when you cry. And they contain proteins and hormones that are pretty amazing. So they've got prolactin, potassium, manganese, I always get confused with that one, and stress hormones.
Oh, there you go.
I know. So when you have emotional tears, you are actually releasing a lot of emotion, and the stress hormone is being released, and that in turn allows your body to calm down. So if you are feeling stressed, one way of reducing the stress is to have a big cry.
Have a good cry.
Yeah. So if you're being stoic and you're just shutting it all down and you're trying to cope, which actually means pushing away that emotional distress, you're actually, closing the tap. And if you were to have a cry, you open the tap and you actually allow that stress hormone to release, and you allow your body to calm down. So it's not a good plan.
No.
Yes, interesting, right?
Yeah, I'm deep in thought now.
Where's your brain at?
Well, I don't cry very often.
Don't you?
No, and if I do get upset and I'm going to cry, my first reaction is I get stoic. I can't help it. I even if I think, no, just cry, Kristen, I can't. I get that. It's funny. It's
what do you fear with crying?
I don't fear anything.
Well, you do.
I must, but I don't know.
You're shutting it off. You're like, do not do this. There must be a fear.
But I can even be alone. Like, it's not a...
Is it losing control? Is it not familiar?
I don't know what it is. Okay, we need to have some therapy and discuss this.
Is that not what we're doing now?
But that will... Preferably not with a microphone in front of me. But the other thing...
Global audience, yeah.
As you're talking about all this, okay, I love nothing better than crying with laughter. So is that similar?
It
because
is.
if I cry with laughter, it is the best thing in the world.
Yep.
And I am just so zen. After you've had that really good laugh, I'm zen and happy days.
Yep, that is a big stress dump as well.
Oh Oh, there you go.
There you go.
So I do that part right. I just don't do the other one right.
Isn't that amazing? And I don't know about you, but I mean, you know, I'm a pretty happy chap in life at the moment, which I'm very blessed with. But I haven't been in various chapters, and when they have been happening at various points, and I have an opportunity to cry, I will schedule it in. I mean,
of course, yes. That does not surprise me whatsoever.
No. If I've got something on my plate, I'm like, no, excuse me, that's all moving sideways. I'm going to take some time for myself here. And, you know, I often like to, if I'm in those dark places, which, you know, it's a little while ago, I would go, and I always go to the shower. I turn the shower on. It's private. Water is very soothing. And I'm talking really, really distressed. And it's a guttural cry. And do you know a guttural cry? It's when you go into a fetal position and you actually naturally want to curl over and protect your
I have
your
never
stomach.
done that.
Haven't you?
No.
Oh, give it a go. And you
I don't think I can.
and you find yourself bend over and you're clutching your stomach and you're rolling over, but it's a good feeling. And the reason is that your stomach has got the second largest area for neurons. So your stomach has literally got your second little brain in there. And so when you're processing, you've got all of this being flushed out, and it's a very good primal cry. But also you've got all these emotions, this stress hormone coming out of your tear ducts, and it's an incredible dump. And so you feel
Holy
like,
guacamole, what am I missing?
doing with your time? And so you have this incredible release. It's like this whoosh, big dump. And, you know, you feel quite exhausted afterwards, but the next day there's a new equilibrium.
I've got 50 years.
What have
Pent
you been
up.
doing? Yeah.
This is going to be huge when it happens.
You're looking at me like you've missed all the toys.
Yeah, I have, obviously. This could explain a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, you know, crying has got an evolutionary basis. There's a reason we have emotional tears. And society's told us not to do that. Society has said, well, Western society has said that that's losing control. You know, we worry about being socially judged. We worry about being vulnerable. And I guess I'm just wanting to say, what?
Sorry to interrupt.
Aha moment.
Just had a moment, a bit of an epiphany.
Poked out with a finger. I'm listening.
I sometimes, like, I honestly have never doubled up crying, and I've just never, that's never happened.
Yep.
And it probably should have, may have saved me some grey hair and wrinkles and kilos of fat over the years, perhaps. But if I do go to cry, if something's got me, I don't want to make people around me feel bad because I'm crying. That's one of my things to stop crying.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't. It's not that I'm embarrassed to people to see me. I don't want to make anyone else feel uncomfortable.
Wow.
So I need some therapy, don't I?
No, I do think that very honest crying is very private, and you do that on your own, or you do that with a loved one that you feel really safe with. No question. So no, I don't think it's a public space. Can I say that in session, people cry all the time, every day, and I'll just keep talking to them like they're not crying, unless of course they're going if they're going a primitive cry here, then I will take time out and we will do nothing but honour that moment. But if they're talking and the tears are coming out, I'll just keep talking, and they'll be self-conscious, and I'll say, oh, I don't even notice you're crying. I'm sorry. I'm so used to people crying. And I am. I need shares and Kleenex, eh? But I'm so comfortable with crying. And I have to be very mindful in session. You know, obviously I can be triggered in session and I can hear things that are pretty sad, and obviously I'm human, it stirs things up, but I'm very good at not showing that emotion, except when there's happy tears. When the client's sharing happy tears, I will cry with them happily, and it's a really beautiful celebration, and there's no... Yeah, so there's a time and place, there's privacy. Yeah, fascinating.
So fascinating.
Yeah.
I'm going to be thinking about this for days now.
Hope you text me.
I'm going to video it.
I'll
give you a live stream.
Your revelations. Live stream.
It's happening.
That could be too much.
Especially if I'm in the shower.
Spoke about a private moment.
Yeah. Okay.
So basically, everyone, if you get a chance to have tearful, emotional tears, embrace it.
Yes.
And notice how you feel afterwards. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. And there's some cultures, of course, that are fantastic at this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're just very, you know, if there's a funeral, for example, there's lots of wailing, there's lots of crying, and they're very connected with that, and they really dump and they let it out. And I think we've got a bit to learn from them.
Yeah, I do too, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's an expression, and it's a physical thing.
Yeah.
Isn't it? To
Well, I
deal with
think
the grief. And
here in Australia, we've embraced, unfortunately, a lot of stoicism from the English culture that we've come from. Not great.
okay.
So there you go. Well, there you go, everybody.
Everyone,
Why
off
should
you
we
go and have a cry. Go and jump in the
Because
shower.
we have a chemical release. Let's embrace it. So if you want to catch me online, you can find everything on the website, KirstenHunterAuthor.com, Facebook and Instagram, Kirsten Hunter Author. Darling, thank you so much. I really appreciate it and enjoyed that chat.
Yes, that was fabulous.
There you go. See ya.
Bye.